Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Rogue Trader, and we've got level ups before we go back down onto the planet and go and check out the Cenobium. So I've got them all written down. I've kind of like mapped out what I'm going to choose. So let's just start here with Analog. And first thing we've got here in talents is we're going to take a talent called Armor of Contempt. So right here, Armor of Contempt. Whenever an ally is affected by an officer's ability or talent, that grants temporary wounds, which is basically every time I use my commanding voice. That ally's armor is increased by plus 10% for 1 round. Does not stack. So yeah, I've got a couple of things on him that's already doing that. So just a little bit of extra armor percentage there. So we're going to take that. And let's see, for here we were going to take Coercion. So our Coercion goes up by 10. So it'll be 77 after this. Let's go. All right, Pascal. For Pascal, I'm going to take something called Joint Offense. So I think that was, nope, it was right there. Let's see. Joint Offense right here. The operative's allies gain plus operative's int bonus, which is pretty good on this character, divided by 2 to a percentage, hit chance, and critical hit chance while attacking targets affected by exploits. So if he's popping exploits onto people, then it's just going to give all of our people, all of our allies, bonuses on them, which I think is pretty good. Okay, for this, we're going to take Ballistic Skill. So that'll give us a +5 in Ballistic Skill. All right, Cassia, you're up next. Let's see, for our talent, I'm taking something called Blood Augury. Don't know where that one is. Once again, this is why we need a search. Blood Augury. I think it was near the bottom. Here it is. Enemies damaged by the Navigator suffer a +% additional damage from warp damage. The bonus damage stacks for each hit. And here we're going to take Awareness. Boom. So now you're going to have an 85 in Awareness, which is going to make us able to find hidden things much easier. Okay, Argenta. We're going to take an ability called Second Skin. And I think my idea here, let's see if we can find it. So Second Skin. The soldier's medium armor does not reduce dodge. So you can see, oh my goodness, look at the difference, 67%, and with Second Skin it goes up to 90%. And now the idea with this one is that later down the line, I'm gonna get something called Trace the Trajectory. So this one, whenever the soldier successfully dodges or uses cover against an enemy's attack, they gain a guaranteed critical hit against that enemy. So she gets to maintain high armor with her medium stuff, but her dodge goes up significantly, and then whenever she dodges, she'll be able to get a crit in the future if we can get that other skill. So that's the idea. And then for our common talent, we can't take Trace the Trajectory because it's not a common talent, but we'll get it down the line. I'm going to take Bolt Weapon Expert, which is going to give us a +10% armor penetration with our bolt weapon. Okay, Adira. For Adira, I'm gonna take Psychic Barrage. Let's see, it's probably near the bottom here. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, where's it at? Where's it at? Yep, we definitely passed it that first time we looked at the bottom. Okay, Psychic Barrage. Whenever the Psyker uses a damaging psychic power on targets that are 6 cells or farther from the Psyker, the targets suffer an additional 3 damage. So this is good because I've given her extra range already with her abilities, and now she'll be able to do more damage as she's using that. So I think that it's a good synergy with one of the talents that we've given her earlier. We're going to give her willpower, so that's going to give us a +7 bonus. Alright, and Abelard. For you, we're taking something called Desolation, right here, one of the recommended. Gains an additional +4 damage to enemies that have no allies and adjacent cells. I think about all of the times that we've attacked with Abelard, and there's plenty of times where we could have taken advantage of the extra damage here, so we're going to take Desolation here. And then for this, we're actually going to take Medicae, because he is one of the people who might be using this in a fight, so having a bonus to Medicae is not a bad thing necessarily, so. And the ones that I would probably take have already been taken. Okay. So the only thing that I noted for like a future thing is trace the trajectory on Argenta. So yeah, I'm going to take those out of my notes. So the game is probably going to go silent for a second while I update my notes and get rid of all of these other things, but I'm going to keep the trace the trajectory for later, because otherwise I will forget about it. All right, there we go. All right. So we're done with that. This might be how we're going to have to do level ups going forward, just to make sure that we don't spend too much time looking through all of those lists. Let me know what you, let me know what you think in the comments, but just know that I do record ahead by quite a bit, which means that I won't be able to probably put it into effect for a long time. The Electrodynamic Cenobium. All right. New map. We'll cover the landing area, your lordship. Glory to the Von Valancius dynasty. Thank you, good sir. Okay. Pop this open. Get a quick save in here before we start moving around too much.
Is there money to be made?
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Okay, also while I'm thinking about it, you need a med kit. Abelard has a med kit, and let's make sure that you also have a med kit.
I always have a backup plan.
I've read about this.
Judging by the dead people's equipment, they were the same guards the governor sent to the monastery's aid. Lay people unworthy of entering the hallowed cenobium humbly said their prayers next to this computational altar.
Keep your wits about you.
This religion is fascinating. Okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Okay, let's open the gate. The Benaric hymn awakens the gate's latching mechanism. into the Cenobium. The heretics were killed swiftly and ruthlessly. They never had time to reach for their weapons.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
A mercifully quick electric shock was not what killed this cultist. His face is contorted in pain, as if he was tortured. Alright, this might be our, whatchamacallit, shit, what is his name? Canox or Calox or something like that. Idira, darkness lurks beyond the bright flashes. No, two darknesses. One streaked with red, with clinking shackles and false preaching. The other a bilious yellow, the tang of roiling blood, and screams of pain. The colors of this place reflect with sparks of pain, bright scarlet, blackish crimson, deathly gray, a kaleidoscope of despair
Is there money to be
and
made?
madness. You note that wire junctions are often marked with the symbol of a key that appears to connect two lines. There are no wounds in the heretic's body, but his face is contorted in terror and his eyes are bloodshot from ruptured vessels.
I'm not satisfied with that answer.
Heinrich.
I will repeat my question again.
Heinrichs.
The last electro priest you killed, where did you find? Burn in the fire of dawn, servant of the cook. And another one meets the limit of his utility. The last of them.
The tall, dark-haired man sizes you up with a quick glance. A supernatural chill is making the air around him crackle softly. The expensive fabric of his jacket is stitched with gold thread and marked by several reddish-brown stains. A force sword and a vox hang from his belt, and the emblem of the Holy Inquisition glitters on his chest. You try to focus on the man in front of you, but you cannot shake the image of the deadly torture he inflicted on his victim. Your pulse quickens, blood pounding in your ears and sweat beating on your skin. Interrogator Van Calax, I presume?
Yes. Since you know who I am, and are in no hurry to kill me, I infer that you serve the Emperor, not his enemies. Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrich Van Calox of the Imperial Inquisition's esteemed Ordo Xenos. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Shadow. A great big sun-eclipsing, chain-weaving shadow. I can see the threads, myriads of them extending toward us all, and all of them creeping off toward him like snakes, shrouding us in poison. My, oh my, do I sense trouble, and it's right in my throat. It itches.
Damn. A puff of black smoke comes out of the psyker's mouth and dissipates at once. What the hell?
A psyker? Interesting. And a diviner at that. Even more interesting. Are you sanctioned?
Don't you Inquisition me! I'm under the rogue trader's protection!
Idira looks at you pleadingly. Idira's a member of my personal retinue and is under my protection.
Your retinue, you say? Then let's go back to my previous question. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
I am rogue trader analog vernacular von Valancius.
Von Valancius? To the best of my knowledge, that dynasty is headed by the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. Has there been a change of circumstances?
Heinrich watches your expression closely. Dude, this dude is like low-key interrogating us right now. I see that you take no end of pleasure in your job. I've barely introduced myself and I'm already being grilled.
I do admit courteous small talk is not my strong suit. What brings you to the sanctum of the Omnissiah?
I'm here to collect you, as a matter of fact. I am under orders from the Lord Inquisitor to offer any assistance you may require, after which I am to provide you safe passage to Footfall aboard my ship. Oh, so we're not at Footfall yet. Footfall is where we're going to meet those other traders. Okay.
Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You're addressing a rogue trader.
You tell him, Abelard.
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
I'm kind of scared of this Heinrichs guy. Not gonna lie.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer. Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor. I came to Rykad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny. My visit to the monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions.
Unhurried.
Someone by the name of Aurora is leading the rebellion. Data indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor.
Really?
Given the prophecy of the final dawn, and the especial efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted final dawn.
Which will destroy the planet, I presume?
Blasphemous insanity.
The tech priest's visor flashes and turns a bloody scarlet. A soft hum of some activating systems is heard from under his robe. What did you do to him?
I convinced him to cooperate. I can influence living bodies, and I find that the interrogated are much more eager to share information once the blood starts to boil in their veins.
Holy shit, that's pretty metal. And precisely what were you doing at the monastery?
I arrived here with an escort squad, only to lose it in our very first open skirmish. The monastery is swarming with heretics. The soldiers I requisitioned from the governor fell in battle, bled to death, or deserted. I had to make do with catching and forcefully interrogating individual rebels. It is from them that I learned what I relayed to you just now.
Alright, I'll help you with Aurora then. Let's join forces. We have other people to find as well, so we may as well. We're not done here.
Thank you. Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. And extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base.
Blade shards?
I am positive that not all of the electro-priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the electro-priests treat with special piety.
Okay. Alright, so he's required to come along. So who are we gonna take out? Honestly, for now, it might be Cassia. I think Adira and Cassia might switch in and out, but for now, I think I want Adira in. Alright. I also don't know what he is, but by the sounds of it, he might be another melee user like Abelard.
I've seen a lot of innocent people. I've yet to see someone remain so after an
Yep,
interrogation.
looks like it. Oh, weird. He's got a staff in his other hand? So he can use Psyker abilities? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, he's kind of like... Alright, how many levels are they gonna... Okay, we have a lot. Oh no. Oh no. This is gonna take so long. Oh dear. Okay, shit. Hold on. Gosh, and he's a Psyker, so he's gonna have a whole bunch of Psyker abilities to look through as well. So he's got Iron Arm. The target gains plus 10 strength and toughness until the end of combat. One friendly creature. Okay, Word of the Emperor. All allies within the area of effect. All allies in a circle with a 5-cell radius gain plus 1 resolve until the end of combat. Every additional stack of this effect increases the resolve bonus by plus 2. Okay. Imperial World. What did he take for humanity's finest? Yeah, what bonus did he take? Sanctioned Psyker, Biomancer. So he's kind of like a Psyker healer. Okay. Every time the Psyker deals damage, they gain plus 1 stack of the Sanguine Siphon effect. If that damage was dealt to a target adjacent to the Psyker, they gain plus 2 stacks instead. When the Psyker suffers lethal damage, the stacks of Sanguine Siphon are removed to reduce this damage by -1. For each stack, until either all stacks are removed or the damage is no longer lethal. So in other words, if he can stack enough and somebody tries to kill him, he might survive it. Interesting. Biophysical Distortion. All the Psyker's attacks, including damaging psychic powers, now poison enemies. This poison deals 3 plus 3 times the Psi rating damage every turn. So until, once again, we have Psi ranking 1, that's not useful. So that's something that we would want to get after we reach level 10, which we're going to get to, but... Okay, we'll take that. Okay, that's a plus 5 on willpower by getting that. Deals direct damage. This damage is increased by plus 50% against Xenos, by plus 100% against Chaos Worshippers or Drukhari, 150 against demons, and plus 50% if the enemy has already damaged the Psyker. Okay. Alright, and we are going to get the Psi rating thing eventually, so... All allies affected by Word of the Emperor increase their deflection and armor. Okay. I'm going to take Purge the Soul. And then what are you good at? Lore Xenos. Yeah, we'll get our plus 4 in toughness, and then I think we'll work on weapon skill. Maybe strength as well. What is this, a common? This one's a common. Nimble for the dodge. I don't know if his healing stuff is going to be based off of Medicae at all, but let's do Medicae there. Whenever an effect applied by the Psyker increases the damage suffered by a target, this effect is increased by half. Okay. When the Psyker's allies or the Psyker themselves are under the effects of the psychic powers, they gain +5 toughness for each of such effects. What is that? What are psychic? What do you mean by the psychic powers? Special abilities available only to Psykers. Okay, so your biomancy thing that's giving them that bonus, that's what we're talking about here, right? Whenever the Psyker heals themselves or another character with psychic power, can I find one of those powers? Must be, like, maybe it's a special ability? I'm gonna take the Psyker thing at level 10 when we get there, so will it let me do it now knowing that we're gonna be there eventually anyway? No, okay. So like this one's at the level 9, I think. And then this one's where we'll get to the level 10 one. Alright, we know we're probably gonna take that, so we're just gonna take that. Daring Breach, this is the one that restores all AP and MP and gains a +5 agility bonus. They don't lose MP after performing attacks, okay. We took the movement points on Abelard, so maybe we want to do something different this time. I think we did the movement points. Yeah. I think that's the one we took. This turn, melee attacks deal an additional bonus. We'll do that. Okay, so here's where we're going to get our Psi. I think. Or wait, no, this is a common? No. Here we go. Psi rating 1. Weapon skill. Okay. Restores wounds to the target. If this ability brings the target to full wounds, this power also removes all stun, bleeding, fatigued. Yeah, we're gonna take that. Okay. I like the idea of him having a heal. Damn. 1 AP and the cooldown is 1 round? So like, you're just gonna be able to heal people a lot. That gives you quite a bit of utility there, buddy. Okay. Okay, this is a common talent. Okay, so Pulse of Life. Whenever the Psyker heals themselves or another character with a psychic power, an effect applied by a psychic power, this healing can critically heal with a chance of a percentage. This critical heal chance is increased by all the effects that increase critical hit chance. Okay, we're gonna take that. Weapon skill, that'll be a +10, so that'll be a +5 there. Maybe next we focus on strength. That healing had nothing to do with Medicae, so I may not worry about that. We'll take athletics, I guess. If the character being healed is already at full wounds, the character instead gains temporary wounds equal to the healing. These temporary wounds do not stack. Okay. Confer immunity. Yeah, cool. That'll pair well with our current build. Okay, we did it. We did it. The fighter's body is still warm. He only bled to death a few minutes ago. An auto gun. Okay, so what all do you have? You're currently wearing medium armor. I mean, this is just better. At the moment, this is just better. The hard, uncomfortable Somno meditation bed is equipped with neural ports to connect the sleeper to the monastery's cogitator network.
Let us not dawdle.
This explorer tool is blessed.
Hey, nice. A symbol of the Omnisci is inscribed on the wall with grooves of electric discharges fanning out from it like a river. Okay, another one with lightning arc. And then some leather armor. Plus 5% armor against human enemies. Okay, is this better than what you've got? 4 to 8? No, it's exactly the same, except we have lightning arc heroic push. So that is an upgrade for you.
What is it, rogue trader?
Drains life from the target, dealing damage and healing the psyker for a certain amount of wounds. Cool. Hold on, look at that. If the Psyker is already at full wounds, this power instead heals the wounded Psyker's ally with the lowest wound. That's freaking cool, dude. Okay, we're gonna keep that on and not put this on. That's really cool. I am scared of this man, but I really like his build right now. I am terrified of him, though. Okay.
I always keep my options open.
Okay, looks like we don't want to go that way. Oh, interesting. Turns off and on. It would appear the Electro Priest damaged the motive force circuits on purpose to turn them into a trap for the intruders. Alright, let's not go there right now. We might be able to turn that off somewhere, but we'll have to see. We'll explore elsewhere first. How about that? On the maladies of machine spirits and the ways of diagnostic divination. Oh, also, I should probably check my formation. Yeah, we needed to update that a while ago. I think we moved Abelard back when he had those injuries and never put him back forward again. Yeah, that should be our setup right there. Cultists were killed with a hit to the back from some kind of electric weapon. The circular cogitator. The Electro Priest's hiding place must be nearby. Oh, hi. What are those? You shall be purified by the motive force, blasphemer. We're on your side. I don't think we're supposed to be enemies, but they think we are. Okay. Yeah, these are Electro Priests. Dude, Pascal, speak up, bro. We've been ambushed. Adira still rolled really well. Oh. Is that doing nothing to them? Immunity to fatigue, disturb, perplexed, and staggered. Reject the flesh. Shock damage is increased by 25%. So Pascal has a thing for that. This creature gains +2 deflection, +20 armor, suffers -10% to dodge. Okay, so shock damage is completely useless against you. This is not shock though, is it? No, it's just psychic damage. Okay, what was this again? An area that lasts until the start of the Psyker's next turn. All allies within the area gain +8% dodge. Yeah, we'll do it on this side. And it only affects allies. Okay. Okay, well done. Well done, sir. Probably should have analyzed first. Let's instead give a bonus to... Probably should have just given it to yourself. You might have needed it the most out of anybody. Damn it, I want to land in that square to hit him.
My place is at the fort. An exemplary strike.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
It's as good as done.
Okay, good parry, buddy, but at least we got one of these guys down.
Who if not me?
Okay, good dodge.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. Eradicate it.
Plus 14 strength and toughness until the end of combat. Go ahead and give that to yourself if you can. Very good.
Get me a target.
One fewer target.
Nice, well done. Alright, they have a lot of health, but they're not doing too well otherwise, are they?
Running binary override.
Alright, now this thing reduces the damage dealt from the target's attacks by minus 30 for 1 round. Targets with the reject the flesh feature suffer 25 shock damage. But we don't want shock damage because they actually heal from shock damage, right? So this actually isn't useful. Okay, never mind. Let's see. Next non-area attack inflicts the intimidated effect. Damage dealt by the intimidated enemy is reduced. Okay. Okay, for some reason I can't get there. Something weird is going on with that. Okay, you know what? Move over here. Inflicts bleeding.
Will do.
Probably should have moved first, but that's okay. Sensory deprivation on you.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. It will be done.
High momentum.
Nah, just stay.
I'll see to it personally.
Let's see to it.
I'll make it happen.
Sorry, Abelard. No loot. No loot on those guys.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
The machine altar is operational, but will only respond to a special command that you do not know. To make this machine spirit do your bidding, you have to know the correct prayer. The sentinel will ask for a password.
Let us not dawdle.
Okay, fair enough. We don't know it yet. So we continue on. A motive force field seals the passage, threatening to incinerate anyone who touches it. And touch it we will not.
Is there money to be made?
The data altar of sacred analysis. The cogitator's green screen lights up as you approach it and displays the flashing message. Pilgrim, only the words of the first Galvanikim will reveal to you the gifts hidden behind the veil of knowledge. Now chant with me, let us sing this canticle too. The device's keyboard lights up, clearly expecting you to enter the rest of the verse. Okay, we need to find something about this. Yeah, Pascal, kindly remind me how this hymn goes? His vox lets out a noisy groan as if he's clearing his throat, but then stops abruptly. After a brief pause, he averts his gaze and says in a rasping voice, "It is not known to me. Only high-ranking servants at shrines of energetic prosperity are permitted to perform the first Galvanic hymn." Abelard snorts and struggles to suppress an involuntary smile. "Emperor, help us all. The esteemed Magos has been caught out not knowing a prayer, and now he's floundering like a cadet in an exam. I never thought I'd see the day." Alright, well, we're gonna have to leave for now. Hopefully we'll find something about that. So it looks like we have to go into that other area on the other side.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Okay, so this is gonna be a thing, huh? Man, all these are ambushes too. Alright, first of all, do that for Abelard.
Throne's glory.
Iron Arm. Then go here. Okay, 57.
I need a
66.
Let's see to it.
Okay. Word of the Emperor. +2 resolve until the end of combat. Every stack of this effect increases the resolve bonus by +2.
Throne take you.
Okay, that's not good. Well done on the dodge. Alright, Argenta.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
I'll do it.
On it.
Strike is a prayer.
Okay. I think that... Does it have to happen in one turn? You have to kill 3 enemies, right? Yeah. It's not reset between rounds. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Couldn't remember.
I'll see to it personally.
Okay, that guy's gonna be marked.
Your blood will flow!
Ooh, that was rough. Okay, one boy dead. Okay, one of these sharpshooters needs to be blinded.
On it.
What is this? Is this two enemies in between him? Or something else? Either way, I think we'll be able to get him some heals with some of his abilities. Oh, and she killed that person, so she gets to go again. Cool. It's huge damage, girl. Well done. Hold on. Let's see what our hit chance is. So 62, 62. So it's the same. Good. So let's just analyze. And then we can just use this. Hope we hit. Okay, not bad. You are now my sworn enemy.
Victory is imminent.
High momentum.
Now, the heroic one, what does that one do? Drains life from the target, healing all the Psyker's allies and the Psyker themselves. You're the only one that really needs it, so probably not necessary. And what does this one do again? Okay, we'll start with this.
Naturally.
Little hill there.
Let's see to it.
Little hill there. We'll do an endure.
Patience has failed me.
Vengeance will be swift.
I will endure.
Damn, that thing did a lot of damage. Okay, and that lost us our momentum too. We had it charged, but then we lost it with that damage. Damn, I was kind of hoping that would get us there. I should have popped that first too. It's all right. Okay.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
My pain.
Here's my perfect moment.
Maybe he wasn't the best one to do this with, but that's all right. Okay, direct damage increased by 50%. All right, what does this do? How much damage? If we moved you up there, 8 to 15, huh? And this is based off of psi ranking and resolve. This helps stack some resolve. You can't reach from there, can you? Can you?
Everyone, step aside.
Okay, I guess you can. You can use it more than once?
But of course, Lord Captain.
Oh, it's because of the turn thing. Yeah, who cares about this, right?
For the throne's glory.
Oh. I mean, I did this to myself.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea. Don't let your guard down.
Oh, whoops. Okay, that was totally unnecessary, but that's all right.
Who if not me?
Yeah, we might be in trouble because of this guy. That was completely my fault. Whew. I don't know how much damage he can do, but... There's another guy back there? I didn't even know he was back there. Okay. Alright.
Anything else? What, of course.
Dude has no dodge.
I owe you a debt.
Oh, I think I misunderstood this in the last one too. It says rounds 99 cooldown, but that's only because we can only use it once per round. The only reason it was grayed out last time when I got mad about it was because I wasn't next to somebody that I could use it on. So that was just dumb on my part when it comes down to it, but... does it let me do it that way?
I'd rather not.
No. Okay.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
That is for the weak.
Now everybody should dodge this on my team, right? Yes. Okay, not bad.
Let's make some opportunities.
Okay, I think we just got poisoned.
It's as good as done.
Bloody hell.
Anything else?
Oh, I should have put it over here because I'm going to be moving them all over here, aren't I? Dude is so far back there. That's so rude.
On it.
Oh, it stopped. Okay.
I don't need luck. I have strategy.
Okay, we must have gotten a crit. I'll take it. Get out there, get out of there. Okay, there we go. We hate that. Okay. I think that's the same sniper that we've already got on you, right? Yes, okay. So we'll just put that here. We don't need it. Okay. That gives us access to something over there, it looks like. Okay, what did you take? Crippled arm. Weapon skill and ballistic skill are reduced by -20. Ugh. Okay. Is that our first plasma that we found? I think so. A plasma overcharge area. Don't know much about that, but sounds interesting. Right now I don't think standardly anybody... Oh, you can equip it actually. Okay. Okay. Big armor penetration. Rate of fire 1, 8, 16 ammo, single shot. An area attack. And plasma overcharge for extra damage. Okay, so if I equip that. Both of those are 2 AP. Deals 75% extra damage, yet overheats plasma weapon for 2 turns. I might try that on you. I'm probably going to miss the sniper rifle being on you, but we can just try this for a minute and see how it goes. Okay, 30% armor. A multitude of symbols are carved into the enormous generator. You realize they are the foundational tenets of the Electro-Priest religion. Standing out among them is the triumph of reason over all other facets of human nature. Cool, I guess that was just for 3 experience. Oh, you are not the one that's supposed to do that. Oh, you took an injury for that? Oh. Man. Cool. Now everybody's fucking messed up. Great. Love that. Love that for me. We may just go back to the ship for a minute.
I always keep my options open.
All right, let's see if we can just go to the ship real quick and get rid of all of these injuries, these traumas that we have stacked on ourselves from our bad rolls. And then we'll just come back and continue. All right. Okay. Whoops. I'm gonna go in with that for a minute. And pretty soon here, we're gonna hopefully find out if it's party experience, which is what I hope it is. Or universal experience, I mean, rather than just experience for only those in the party.
Keep your wits about you.
Nope, guess we gotta do that. The biggest issue with my party that I see right now is that we're going to have a real hard time managing the Psyker stuff. The Psyker bar, whatever they call that. I keep on forgetting. The warp thing. Oh man, it really messed things up. Let's see, so... we'll do that. Okay.
I always have a backup
Alright,
plan.
so this is where we're going to end this episode, so thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters: Darren York, ZTD, Knife Namaste, Kyle the Monarch, Chris Murphy, JW, Quinless, Vlado101, Andy Ford, Bruce Wizzle, Black Mamba 90, Eureka Gecko, A Happy Fat Panda, Turkeyfoot 27, Pedo Kuto, Shadow Raven, and Nadia N. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.